Thanks for joining us. Darren, what is going on in number 10 at the moment? I understand there's been more resignations, one more this morning. What else can we expect today?
Yeah, indeed, Isabel, a few more empty offices in number 10 today than there were yesterday. You're right in saying the last couple of hours, Elena Narozensky, who was in the policy unit, has also handed in her resignation, making her the fifth person to do so in the space of 24 hours. She worked, of course, under Munir Manuza in that policy unit. And it's been a pretty damaging 24 hours. Now, some of those resignations we were expecting, not necessarily yesterday, but we were expecting, given that they got caught up in the Partygate scandal, like Jack Dole, the Director of Communications, like Dan Roosevelt, who was essentially in charge of number 10, and Martin Reynolds, of course, who had sent that email, the infamous bring your own bottle email. But there is suggestions that those resignations were brought forward to yesterday to essentially give the appearance that this was all coordinated. But frankly, many MPs are asking this morning, Isabel, or this afternoon, who is going to replace all of these people? Can Boris Johnson genuinely bring in some heavy hitters? Now, he has brought in Andrew Griffiths, who's a Conservative MP, to head up the policy unit, but many are soul searching about who else could step in to the breach, who would be willing to do so. There had been speculation, it must be said propagated somewhat by the Prime Minister himself, that Lynton Crosby might have a much greater role inside number 10. Of course, Lynton Crosby behind many Conservative election wins, but frankly it looks like if he is to come back, it will be in a part role as a consultant, not an integral part of the Downing Street machine. And all this, as you say, while the Chancellor yesterday essentially distanced himself from that slur that the Prime Minister taunted Keir Starmer with earlier on in the week, suggesting that he would not have used that language involved. And new polling as well out today suggesting that a half of Conservative voters at the last election may well not vote for the party in any forthcoming election. Turnout in that by-election last night, only 24%. Many Conservatives simply staying at home. So yeah, the chaos continues, essentially. Downing Street suggesting this is not a mass exodus, this is part of a planned reset, that things will become clearer over the weekend about how Downing Street will be run. And it is something that Conservative MPs have wanted, a better operation. But you know what, it just gives the impression, doesn't it, that essentially it is the beginning of the end, as Malcolm Rifkin put it last night, that many people are leaving the ship as it starts to sink, and all the while we wait to see whether we will get to that 54 number of letters that would spark a leadership contest that the Prime Minister insists that he would fight, and fight to win.